Right. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Right. Okay. I think today we are going to start the second session. Uh, I think all of you attend the first session in last week. The same way I am conducting the session using the presentation, interactive presentation, and the document. Documents and presentation slides that still no way to delivering that time contact the coordinator and that I will do that within a couple of days. Until that you have to concern what time displaying in the screen, right? uh, Here the first time going to share the link. Wait until I'm sharing the link. Right now, you can get the link from the chat box. Open your chat box in your Zoom environment and click on the link I'm provided there. Just click on the link. No need to do any other things. Sometimes there is a message. You can skip that message. Right? I try to take 1 minute. Right? Within 1 minute, try to join the presentation. Till 4 up here joined, now 5 up here joined with the presentation. Right here now I am going to start the session because time is passing. I am going to start that while we are doing the session, then you can join the presentation also. Right, to those who are coming late, then click on the link while after starting the session. By clicking the link in the chat box, you can join the presentation. Right here, I'm going to start it. Then the presentation slides you can appear in your device also. Today's the topic, our subject is educational technology. Uh, Last time we introduced what is educational technology and the features of the educational technology. Today we are going to concern on the types, approaches, and modern strategies in pedagogy. Right here, the focus area for today's session. Right, we'll move to the first slide. First slide here giving an overview what we are going to today, core approaches. Under core approaches, we are trying to identify three approaches: teaching, behavioral, and instructional technologies. Right here, in the technology point of view, we are discussing these approaches in the technology point of view: teaching technology, behavioral technology, and the instructional technology. Then also we are focusing on the tools and models, hardware, software approaches, and integration framework. Right? Some framework in this session you will discuss about the framework that you can use to integrate technology into your teaching and learning. How you are going to integrate the technology with your teaching and learning. That's the main aim under tools and models. Then modern strategies, flipped classroom, gamification, and AI in education. That briefly we discuss about these modern strategies also. Right, before moving to these strategies, that scope approaches, that we have to start with the core approaches. Before going to this part, we should want to get some terms, the meaning of this some terms, and one specific framework, right, that I'm going to introduce one specific framework. Actually, this framework including pedagogy, content, and the technology, how link with each other, how pedagogy, technology, and the content is linked with each other. This will explain through this diagram, this model. It's actually a model. The first I'm going to start from this model. Then look at the slide here. Uh, Yes, here giving brief thing about the education technology. Actually, the last time we discussed in detail about the educational technology. It is a systematic design, implementation and evaluation of strategies that enhance learning outcome. Right? That's briefly we can say that education technology like that. In the 21st century, it is not just about digital tools. It's about promoting engagement and improving global access to knowledge. Right? We can use technology in your teaching and learning process, but it is not just about the digital tools. It also support to promoting engagement and improving global access to knowledge also. Right now, we move into the what I'm earlier discussed, that model. Right, this model name is TPACK model. Right, there is a diagram in the left, in the right. Then they look at the diagram. They first look at the diagram. Can you hear me? If you are having any problem, then you can send a message or you can ask it. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. Right. Okay. Now look at the diagram there. In this diagram, that normally we called as a Venn diagram. Right. I think all of you know heard about the Venn diagram. There's a three circles. One indicate the main main item in the education, right? In the teaching and learning, right? If you are doing the teaching and learning, we can identify three main items there, right? Pedagogical, content knowledge, and technological knowledge, right? In the blue color circle indicate the pedagogical knowledge, that is in short PK. Yellow color one represent the content knowledge, CK represented, and technological knowledge, the red color one, TK, technological knowledge. Today's the teaching and learning is the combine of these three. Right? That remember that point is very important diagram, important model actually. Today's teaching and learning, whatever the things you are doing in the school, especially in the teaching and learning, it's the combine of these three: pedagogy, content, and technology. Right. Then look at somewhat be in deeply by combining pedagogy and the content. That means the blue color and yellow color one. Then there's a small area in green color. Right, then look at the green color area. It is called as pedagogical content. PCK in short, pedagogical content. Like that, all the circles by combining two, that's a specific area. Uh, by combining pedagogy and the technological pedagogical knowledge, TPK, then content and technology, technological content knowledge, technological content knowledge. Right. That's the way arrange arrange these items in the teaching and learning. That we know that already know what is pedagogy mean actually the way of teaching, the method of teaching. Right. There's a vast area pedagogy. It contain the method of teaching. then assessment techniques, then teaching and learning aids, right? Whatever the things you are supporting to teach in the classroom, right? Then you want to decide the teaching method. Then you want to build up your assessments, right? Then teaching and learning materials, right? All of these are under uh, pedagogy. Right, one asking that get this presentation to your Zoom chat. Giving this presentation through the Zoom chat is not possible now. This one is the interactive presentation. It is somewhat taking some time to download and giving the presentation slide. After the session, I'm trying to giving these presentation slides to your coordinator in the campus. Then the coordinator will deliver these presentation slides and other documents to with you, right? That's the
Okay,
one
sir.
way
Thank
of
you, sir.
right. That's
Thank
the
you,
one
sir.
way of doing that. That otherwise you can build up a WhatsApp group or something similar group, including me also. Then I can share all the documents and the relevant one through that one, right? That's unofficial, right? If you like, then you can do it also. Right. Okay, then move into again uh, that we are discussing of this diagram. That pedagogy mean actually all the related things in the when you are delivering your lesson. That teaching methods, assessment methods, learning materials, textbooks, all of this under pedagogical knowledge. Content mean the knowledge, the subject knowledge actually. Right? That you if you are know all about how to teach and those type of things, but suppose you are lacking the subject knowledge, right? Then you are fail, right? Then you are fail to deliver lessons in the classroom because you don't know subject knowledge. Therefore you must have the subject knowledge. Once you have the subject knowledge, then you can use the pedagogical things to deliver your subject knowledge in the classroom. Right? Therefore, the content knowledge is very important. You must have this content knowledge. Right? That first, actually, you want to develop your knowledge. Right? If you are a teacher or suppose become a teacher, right? Then first you need to develop your subject knowledge. Right? According to your areas, you have to develop it. Right? Then after that, you can learn the pedagogical things. Right? Then technology, the third part, how you are going to apply technology related things in your classroom activities or teaching and learning. Right? Under technology define how you are going to use technology things. Right? It may be smart board, hardware devices, software apps, or internet. Right? Various kinds of things under technology. Then you, as a teacher, you have to you are familiar. You are familiar with how you use technology in your teaching and learning. Right. That's the main idea of the main topics, pedagogy, content, and technology. Then we want to focus on the combine of each other. That means pedagogy and content, right? And pedagogy and technology, then technology and content. Right here, I'm going to describe it, explain it using an example. Then look at the example here. Right, look at this table. TPACK framework, practical classroom example. CK, that earlier I explained it, content, right? Content, knowledge. Under definition, it says knowledge of the actual subject matter. Right? Earlier I point out actual subject matter. The knowledge of subject matter categorized under content knowledge. For example, here given one real world example also, history teacher knowing the specific dates, causes and key figures of the French Revolution. Right? As a history teacher, he or she must know about this revolution, French revolution, if they are teaching this type of things in the classroom. Then they must have this knowledge. Otherwise, that particular teacher are not able to using pedagogy things if the teacher has no knowledge. Right. Then look at the second one, pedagogy knowledge of the teaching methods and process. Knowledge of the teaching methods and process that using here giving some example on the real world example. Look at there, think and share the one method, right? One method you are using in the classroom for assessment or especially for the assessment using think and pair or Socratic questioning normally used for assessment. Encourage student dialogue, that kind of thing. That's the way of how you deliver your lesson in the classroom. Right? Then think about that. How you are going to start your lesson by showing a diagram or role playing. Right? Then think this showing diagram or role play categorized under pedagogy. Right? Then technology TK, knowledge of how to use various tools. How to use various tools. Then look at the real world example, understanding how to operate an interactive whiteboard or smart board, or how to navigate learning management system. These are the most popular technology parts today. Learning management system. Learning management system provide facilities to manage your teaching and learning. There are two section in the LMS, teacher part and the student part. Teacher is able to upload the resources. Students are able to download the resources. Resource management system there. As a teacher, should know the way of how to upload the resources, how to assign assessment, right? This kind of function should familiar with the teacher. That's about the navigation, that says the navigate a learning management system. That's the way of using technology. One example that here I'm explaining. Understanding how to operate an interactive whiteboard. As a teacher should have the knowledge of using the whiteboard, smart board, right? Or interactive whiteboard, that same thing, interactive whiteboard or smart board. Right, that's the main areas. Then look at the combine. That first PCK, that means pedagogy and content. How to teach specific content. Then as a teacher should familiar with how to teach, how you are going to teach the specific content of the subject matter. Right here, look at the example, a maths teacher using physical blocks to help student visualize the concept of fraction. Right? Concept of fraction. That teacher is going to teach the concept of fraction. Then help of physical blocks. Right? Here they are using the method and the knowledge. Right? Here the teaching method is using physical blocks. Right? By showing or using physical blocks, he or she going to teach about visualize the concept of fraction. Right? In this statement should have both content and the teaching method. Right. That's about the PCK. Then look at the table, continuing. TCK, how technology can represent content. Here the technology and content. Technology and content. How your content represent using the technology. As a teacher, you must know how to represent your data, how to represent your teaching material using the technology tools. Right. That's under TCK. Then look at the example. Using a digital 3D heart model to show blood flow, which is impossible to see with just a textbook diagram. Yes. That's the one way of using technology in the classroom, because normally you can't see that flow in the textbooks. Right? If you want to show how to flow this blood flow, if you want to show how to arrange this blood flow, then you can use a 3D heart model, digital 3D heart model using technology. That's the combining your content and the technology. Then think about how you can do that, how your resources, right? How your resources prepare using the technology tools. Okay. That's the TCK. Then TPK, technology and pedagogy. How technology changes the teaching acts. How technology changes the teaching acts, right? Teaching methods. Right? How your teaching methods use the technology. That, for example, look at the example column, using a uh, digital polling app like Kahoot. Right here, the not only polling, the actually Kahoot is a assessment,
Sir.
right? Assessment tool. Right? Assessment tool.
Assessment, sir.
You can use this Kahoot tool as a polling app, but mainly in the classroom, Kahoot used for uh, assessment. That means game-based assessment to get
The
instant formative
TPK,
feedback
what do the letters
from
stand
every
for
student in
TPK?
the room.
What do the letters stand for TPK? What is T, what is P, what is K?
Stand for that you are joining now.
I have done.
You are joining now.
Yes, sir.
We have discussed that part already. Now we started at 7:30. Now 22 minutes.
Okay, I mean by what is T,
That's
what
a
is P?
long process. Yes, that I'm giving that meaning, that T mean technology, P mean pedagogy, K mean knowledge. Right? Here the combine technology and pedagogy. Right? Earlier diagram I'm showing, we are discussing about the combination of pedagogy, knowledge, that means content, and the technology.
Could you show a while or only just that sketch? I will have a screenshot. Then I don't want to disturb you.
All right. Here, that's the diagram. Then look at again. We are discussing about the TPACK model. Right? This diagram
Okay.
mainly focuses on three main parts: pedagogy, content, technology. Right? As a teacher, you should know how to combine, right? How to relate these three with each other: pedagogy and content, then content and technology, pedagogy and technology. Right? Here, the TPK mean pedagogy and technology. Right? TPK. PCK, pedagogy and content. TCK, content and technology. Right. Also, we discussed some examples. Here, content, pedagogy, tech. These are the three main items. Content. For example, the content means the subject knowledge, actual subject. Right? As a, suppose in your subjects, what you are going to teach in the classroom, then think about the subject knowledge. For example, a history teacher knowing the specific dates, cause, and key figures of the French Revolution. If the teacher's aim target to teach the history of French Revolution, then he or she must know the specific dates, causes, and key figures in that revolution. That's the subject knowledge. Content. Pedagogy, how the teacher going to teach that particular topic in the classroom. Right? Teacher can use a group method or demonstration. Right? These are the pedagogy: group method, demonstration, then think and share, pair and share, Socratic question. These are the pedagogy. Then TK, technology. How the teacher use technology tools for their teaching and learning purpose. Right? Here two examples: use of smart board. Then teacher should know, if you are discussing about the same example, then teacher should know how to use smartboard to teach about the French Revolution. How to use smartboard to teach about the French Revolution. Or how to use LMS system to deliver the French Revolution lesson. That is defined in the TK. Right. Then PCK mean combination. Knowledge and content, knowledge and pedagogy. How teacher to teach specific content. Right. Here given the example, maths teacher using physical blocks to help student visualize the concept of fraction. Teacher aim is to visualize the concept of fraction. To do that, he or she use physical blocks. Right. Then TCK, technology can represent content. Right. How technology use to represent the content. Here, one example, teacher want to show the blood flow, the human blood flow. One way of using the technology to do that can build up a 3D heart model, digital 3D heart model. Right? Is it clear now? The person who student asked that question. Right.
Yes, it's okay. I go through it. Yeah, I understood. So I
Right.
want just 500 sketches. So by going through it, I can understand. So, right. So you proceed. Thank you.
Right. Right. Okay. Then TPK, how technology changes acts. Right. That means how you are going to use technology for your teaching, pedagogy. Right? One example, pedagogy, under pedagogy, assessment, all the assessment categorized under pedagogy. Right. Then you are going to check your students. Then you can use the tool like Kahoot. Kahoot is a game-based uh, game-based tool based on the internet. Right, later we are doing one Kahoot example in a later class. Then you will understand what type of activities you can do through the Kahoot. As a teacher, actually, you must familiar with this technology parts. Right, the TPACK means that the combination of all of these things, full integration of all three. Right? Full integration of all three. Right. Now moving to the next slide. Here it's an activity. Answers are in your device. Which of the following best describe the sweet spot in the center of the diagram where all three circles overlap? Right. Answer options with your devices. Please touch or click on the answers. Only 3 of you are giving the answers here. 7 of you are joining with the presentation. Then what about the others? Right. However, I'm showing your responses. Only 3 of you are sending the answers here. All of sending answers says D. Technological, pedagogical, content knowledge. Right. Sweet spot that normally says that general word, the sweet spot means the middle, the center of the diagram there. Right. TPACK. Right. Then what about the others? Why you are not sending the answers? 7 of you are joined with the presentation. Right? I'm not sure in the classroom. Maybe yes, 24 students in the classroom. Out of 25, only 7 of you are joined with the presentation. Right. Right, then I'm going to put the link again. If you are having trouble with the joining the presentation, I am put the link again in the chat box. Those who are not joined with the presentation, then you can click the link again. The link is appear chat box in the chat box, right? If you are not with the presentation, mean you are not able to do in the activities. Right now, one of you giving the answer, but the correct answer is D, right? That already we discussed that answer here. Not the PCK, the sweet spot present the technological pedagogical content knowledge, that TPACK. Right now, moving to the next question. Another activity. Right, look at the question. A teacher knows how to use specific software to create interactive 3D model of molecules for a chemistry class. This is an example of which domain? Right, then you want to identify this kind of things happen in which domain in the above diagram. That earlier we discussed that diagram. PCK or TCK, like that, you have to decide it.
Excuse me, sir. In which area you are
Yes.
going to send them? In the WhatsApp? I want to join. That's why.
Sorry?
The chat box, I want to join to see the map and classroom chat. So what is the link?
That
Where
means the link is available in the chat box. Chat box in the Zoom session. In your Zoom app, there is that's the icon chat. Click on the chat icon in the chat box. There's a link, right? Specific link there. Click on the link. Is it clear? Is it clear that the person who raised the issue now discuss
Yes,
with me?
as I have rejoined, could you send me again?
All right. If you are joined late, mean that already sent in that links are not appearing. Now I'm sending 3 or 4 times the link. Right now, again, I'm sending the link, right? Okay, now you can join it. Here, moving to our activity. 9 of you are sending the answers, still sending the answers. Right here, I'm going to discuss the question now. Look at your answers. Yes. Most of you are saying B, that actually the correct answer is B, technology, content, knowledge. Right? How you are going to present your knowledge through the technology. Right? Digital 3D model mean the technology. That the things about the chemistry, it's the knowledge. Therefore, it should be in the domain technology, content, knowledge. Technology, content, knowledge. Right. 11 of you are giving the correct answer. One is still giving the D. content knowledge, only the content knowledge, right? Content knowledge, not the answer, because clearly mentioned it, they are using a 3D model, digital 3D model. That means the technology part is available with that domain. Therefore, the TCK, technology, knowledge, content, technology, content, knowledge is the answer for this question. Right, move to another question. Look at this one. If a teacher is highly skilled at managing a classroom and knows many different instructional strategies but struggle with the subject matter itself, they are lacking in. Right, 7 of you are sending the answer. Right, look at your answers here. Now 8. Yes, content knowledge. Your lack of content knowledge. Yes. If teacher is highly skilled at managing the classroom, that means their pedagogy is very good and knows many different instructional strategies. Their technology and other related things are also okay, but struggle with the subject matter. That means subject matter defined in the which domain? Content knowledge domain. Therefore, the answer is here content knowledge. Right, 10 of you are giving the answers. All answers are correct. Right, another activity, one activity. Right, try to answer this one also. A teacher decide to use an online discussion forum to encourage shy students to participate more during a debate. They reflect which domain? This reflect which domain? Right, 8 of you are send the answers for this question. This reflect which domain they are asking to reflect the domain. Teacher decide to use online discussion forum. Online discussion forum. That's the key word here on online discussion forum. To encourage their purpose, the teacher's purpose is to encourage shy students to participate more during the debate. Right. In which domain? Right. Look at the answers. Yes, technology, pedagogy, knowledge, TPK. That's the answer. That must be the answer here. Right here, the combine of pedagogy and the technology. Here, the technology part is online discussion forum. The teacher try to use online discussion forum to improve the participation of the student. Right? That's the pedagogy. Teacher's responsibility is to encourage the students for activities. In the classroom, the teacher should focus to encourage students for activities. Right? Encouraging, the one way of using technology, encouraging the students is using online discussion forum for the task, for the debate. Right? I think you can understand it. Here, the technology pedagogical content, that's the domain, right? Because the two things representing technology and the pedagogy. Technology is the online discussion forum. Pedagogy is the encouraging student for activities. Right? Encouraging student for activities. Right. Therefore, B is the correct answer, not A. Two of you are saying the pedagogy knowledge, only pedagogy. Right? That's wrong answer. It should be with the technology. Therefore, TPK is the answer. Right? Those who are marked the first one, then you can change it. Right? Right. Then moving to next slide. Right, EdTech framework. Actually, from that point, I'm starting what I'm earlier said, approaches. There are three approaches we are going to discuss here. These three approaches based on the tools, pedagogy, and outcome. Right, based on that, we can identify these three approaches as teaching technology, behavioral technology, and the instructional technology. Right, these are the approaches we can to use in the framework. Right? Educational technology. EdTech means educational technology framework. Right? In this framework, we want to focus on three categories. These three categories based on the tools, pedagogy, and outcome. They are given a specific name for that. Teaching technology, behavioral technology, and the instructional technology. Right now, we are going to discuss each of them separately. First one, teaching technology. Right. Then we'll see what are the things about the teaching technology. And the teaching technology here include all the IT, ICT or technology related things in your teaching and learning. Focuses on aids that assist teacher in the content delivery. Right? In the teacher in the classroom when the time of delivering the lesson. Then what are the technology assist for delivering the lesson? It may be a smart board or mic recording devices or interactive devices or software apps. Right? There are many things we can identify under teaching technology. Emphasis the improvement of teaching process. The main purpose of using technology is to improve the teaching process. Right? Improve the teaching process. The teaching process means you have to improve your students' skills. That last week, I think all of you can remember. As a teacher, you want to focus when you are in the classroom, either using traditional method or technology-based methods. Whatever the things you are using in the classroom, your focus should be to improve the student higher order thinking skills. Right? Your teaching process should focus on to develop the higher order thinking skills like analysis, decision making, critical thinking, like that. Right? Therefore, if you are using technology in your teaching and learning process, the purpose should be improve the higher order thinking skills. Right? If you are using smartboard or software apps or tools like Kahoot, anything. Right? If you are supposed to use these tools in the classroom, your primary aim should be improve the students' higher order thinking skills. Right? Then primarily teacher-centered in its initial application, right? It's initially teacher-centered, but should move to student-centered later, right? That's about the teaching technology. Still, we are in the teaching technology features. Then try to identify some features of the teaching technology. There are three here focused on three features: multimedia support, visualization, and efficiency. Right. The multimedia support uses audio and video to supplement traditional lectures. Right? Use of audio and video. Not only actually audio and video, that mainly audio and video, but there are some other multimedia support tools like images, graphics, that kind of things also we can identify as the multimedia support. Then visualization improve clarity of complex concept through graphics, right? If you are trying to do some complex concept, right? If you are supposed to deliver some complex topic to your students, then you can use some visualization. The visualization help to deliver your complex content in simple ways, in simple manner, right? Normally, to visualization purpose, we are using visuals, graphics, like that type of multimedia. Right, then efficiency, streamline the presentation of information for educators. Right, that efficiency you can improve the efficiency because of using technology in the your teaching and learning process. Teaching technology because of teaching technology. Right, that's about the features. Right, then more about visual aids and media. Right, there are some examples in this slide, giving some examples for visual aids and media. Then projectors and document camera. That's the hardware tools. Projectors, I think all of you are familiar with what is projectors. That here discussing about the multimedia projector, right? Not overhead projector. That's the old type of projector, overhead projector. Right? We are not consider focused on that part. We are focusing the multimedia. In the diagram also, having actually smart board, not multimedia. If you are using a smart board, that means the latest smart board, that means you no need to use multimedia projectors also. And smart board provide all the facilities for. Right. If you are not use smart board in the classroom, then you can use a multimedia projector. Then document camera, PowerPoint and Google Slides. These are software. Right? Earlier one regarding the hardware tools, but PowerPoint and Google Slide, normally we can identify it as software. To create the visuals, PowerPoint you are normally used to create the visuals in the form of presentation. And Google Slides also for the same. Right? If you want to create visuals or presentation, then also you can use Google Slide. The difference is Google Slide, whatever the things you are creating through the Google Slide, it should be able to share. Right? There are some differences, more differences, but mainly the content of the Google Slide can be shared with the others. Right? If your students want to do some project, shareable project, right? Not gathering physically, then the better way of using Google Slides. Right? Then your students can manage the Google Slide presentation slide from remote areas. The PowerPoint is offline, not provide such facilities. Google Slide is online. Uh, Actually, the presentation I am doing with you here through the screen, you are now seeing it, made by that. Can someone tell me what's the tool I am using here? Can someone tell me? This presentation made it in PowerPoint or either PowerPoint or Google Slides?
Google Slides. Google Slides.
Google Slides. Google Slides, because I'm doing most of shareable things, right? Activities, whatever that after that the interactive activities. Once you give in the answers, then immediately I can get your answers. That such kind of slides you can't make with the PowerPoint. Right? Actually, Google Slide alone, you can't do that. There are some other specific apps also. You want to integrate these apps with the Google Slides. Then you can make interactive presentation. Then later you will learn that how to make such kind of presentations also. Right. Then another example, YouTube, educational video channels. Right? That YouTube is, I think all of you familiar with the YouTube. According to your subject topic, you can download the YouTube video. You can search the first, you can search it, then download. Then you can use it in the classroom. Then real-time demonstration software, another type of tool normally you are using in the classroom, demonstration, real-time demonstration software. Right, here the examples, key examples for visual aids and media. Right, here still we are discussing about the teaching technology. That's the end of that part, teaching technology. There are 3 questions here. Right, short answer question, no need in detail. I think 3 minutes is okay for answering these questions. Right, try to give in answers. I start it now. 3 minutes, right? Within 3 minutes, try to do it. Right, I think the 3 minutes now. Okay. 4 of you are trying to send in the answers. 21 of you are now joined with the presentation. But only 4 of you are trying to give in the answers. At least trying to give in the answers, right? 3 minute mean at least you can answer 1 question. Right, okay. However, look at the questions. Question 1. based on the defining teaching technology. Right, that earlier we discussed about the defining teaching technology slide. What is the primary focus of teaching technology in initial application? And who does it primarily centered around? Right. The focus of teaching technology in its initial application. That first I'm sending, I'm discuss this with the sample answer. Then look at this answer. Right. Primary focus on aids that assist in content delivery. Aid that assist content delivery. Right. If you're using technology related things, right? Technology related tools, right? That's the main focus under this topic, teaching technology. And it's primarily focused on, primarily centered on teacher, right? Teacher centered. That initially teacher centered, then later move to the student centered part. Right? That should be the answer for question 1. Question 2, list the 3 core features of teaching technology as outlined in the presentation and briefly explain how one of them benefit the classroom. In yourself, actually, at least need to list out 3 features. Right? The explanation you can make later. But in this 3-minute time, I am already allocated 3 minutes. In that time, at least need to give in these 3 core features. Right? If you are going back to the uh, presentation, then these are the features, 3 key features: multimedia support, visualization, and efficiency. Then think about the example for each of the features. Look at the sample answer here. Multimedia support, use of audio and video supplement lectures. Visualization, improve the clarity of complex concept through graphics. Right? Complex concept you can visualize or give in through the visuals. Graphics is one of the example, not only graphics. Right? There are some other visuals methods. You can use your complex topic using this visualization. You can deliver this your complex topics in simple way. Efficiency, streamline the presentation of information for educators. Right, this should be the answer for this question. Actually, the answer is in the slide. If you remember this slide, then easily you can write down the answers. Right, then move to the third question. Identify 2 examples of visual aids and media mentioned in the slides that are used to supplement traditional lectures. Right. Then look at the answer: projector and document camera, PowerPoint and Google Slides, education and video channels, real-time demonstration software. Right? All are in the slide we discussed already. Then easily you can get the answers. However, 5 of you are giving the answers. Look at the one answer. I'm going to take only one because of time problem. First, you need to put your name, right? In this answer, having the name Helika, giving the answer. The primary focus of teaching technology initially is the improving instructions, and it centered around the teacher. 3 core features: instructional design, delivery, features. Then look at the features: multimedia support, visualization, and efficiency. Right. However, you are trying to give in the answers. That's good. Then question number 3, deliver tools benefit the classroom by making lesson interactive and engaging for student. Right. Then compare the answer with the I am discussing. Then other answers are still not complete. Right. Okay. Then in your point of view, then what's the problem there? Time or why you are not giving the answer? That most of you are not giving the answers. Only 5 of you are trying to give in the answers.
I don't have the network. I don't have the data, sir, for that one to join. That's the problem of mine. Because after joining the class, I went through. Then I identified. Otherwise, I could have answered.
Right, okay, that's that if you are having problem with giving the answer through this presentation, then write down in a paper and get the photo and attach through the chat box. That's another option. That's also okay. Right, that those who are joined with the presentation, 21 of you are joined. Then what happened to them? Right, okay. Okay, I'm going to stop the activity because the time we are having time passing very speed. Therefore, I'm moving to the next slide because we want to discuss more things. Here, the first one, teaching technology. Then second one, behavioral technology. Right. Under behavioral technology, they are discussing about the behavior of the students, so audience. Right. Behavioral technology, how the technology can use to change the students' skills through the behavior. The first teacher should be able to identify some specific behaviors of the student. According to that, teacher should be able to create the uh, teaching and learning materials or way of teaching methods or assessment, right? According to the behavior. Then use the technology to prepare these methods that actually the pedagogy. Right? You, as a teacher, she or she want to design the pedagogy with the help of technology to support, to improve the student skill through the behavior, student behaviors. Right. Look at more about behavioral technology. Uh, Theoretical roots, behavioral technology is rooted in behaviorist learning theories, which suggest learning is an observable change in behavior. Key principles include measurability, reinforcement, and immediate feedback. Right? This behavioral technology should have the features like measurability, reinforcement, and immediate feedback. Measurability. Learning must be quantified through behavior. You should, that particular skill achieved because of this behavior, that teacher should be able to measure it, right? Quantify the student improvement. Right? We are going to improve the student skill. In this case, we are using the behavioral technology. Right? Then if you are using the behavioral technology, however, the student outcome should be quantified. Right. Then reinforcement. Here the feature is reward, strengthen, and positive learning habits based on the rewards. They are going to change the skill or improve the skill of the student based on the rewards. Right? If you are saying we are giving some rewards, if you are doing this kind of things, then giving some rewards to you. Then student behavior is positive. Right. Then immediate feedback, another important part. After giving the answers by the student, immediately the teacher should be able to give in a feedback. All of these things you want to do through the technology. That's the behavioral technology. Right? Behavioral technology. Then, therefore, you want to define or design activities based on the technology that having these features. It should be measurability, reinforcement feature there, and immediate feedback. Right. Then moving to the next slide. Here, then look at the diagram. Uh, Actually, these steps are arranged in the circle behavior response that start from the stimulus. That means environment, right? That means the particular question. We are giving a question for the student, stimulus or environment. Then based on the responses, student responses or behavior, we should want to give it the answers, read a consequence, right? Read correct or wrong. That's the feedback actually. Based on the student response, immediately the teacher should be able to define the feedback. Right. Then look at the statement in the right side. By using the computer assisted instruction, student receives stimulus. It may be a question, provide the response, and receive instant reinforcement. Reinforcement may be correct or incorrect. That's the feedback actually. Right. Then behavioral technology mainly should have these three steps. These three steps are arranged in a circular manner. Stimulus, response, reinforcement. Right. Then think about the activities we did earlier, that MCQ type activity. Then what happened? Right. Then first I'm assigned the MCQ question to you through the technology. We are not gathering physically. We are in the online. Right. I am discussing the theoretical part. Based on that, I am assigned to you MCQ question. That's the stimulus or question. Then you respond within specific time period, 30 seconds, you want to respond. Then what happened once you respond? Immediately after you respond, you get the result also. Reinforcement. Correct or incorrect. This particular process is encourage you to do the second question. Mainly because you are getting the answers or reinforcement immediately after you finish the activity. Right? I think you can get the point. Somewhat you want to think that not easily get the points, this theoretical background. Later that I will provide the notes and the presentation and the recording also. You will be available this recording. Then again you want to go through the content, then you can understand it, right? The very first time, maybe it will be some issues. Right, okay. That's about the behavioral technology. How you are going to change the skills of your student using the behavior of the students with the technology. Right here you see, always think about what I am doing with you through the technology. Right. Then look at behavioral tech application. Some of the application actually here drill and practice software design for repetition and mastery basic gamification badges and point acting as a secondary reinforcement. Right, that earlier I point out a Kahoot. Kahoot is a gamification based tool. Right. Once you doing activities with the Kahoot, they are given the points. Right? The points that earning points means encourage do the lesson or activity. Right, that earlier I mentioned that later I will do one activity using the Kahoot also. Then you can get the idea of how behavioral technology apply with the gamification things. Right, then CAI, computer assisted instructions for self-paced drills. Right, these are some applications under behavioral technology. Right, then another activity, fill in the blank. Just one word answer. Fill in the blank. Try to give in the answer for this only 3 minutes. Within 3 minutes, you can complete it. Right, I think the time is okay for these questions. Only blank, fill in the blank type, one word answers. 10 of you are trying to give in the answers. Right, 10 of you are trying to give in the answers. Right, okay, look at the answers here. The first look at the answers. Teaching technology is primarily what? Right, here, teacher-centered. Right, teacher-centered. Then second one, in the reinforcement cycle. Student receive a stimulus, provide a response, and receive reinforcement. Immediate or instant reinforcement. Then third one is a behavioral technology application where badges and points act as a secondary reinforcement to motivate student. What's that? Gamification. Then fourth one of the core feature of teaching technologies which improve the clarity of complex concept through the use of graphics. Technology is visualization. Behavioral technology is the rooted in learning theories which suggest that learning in observable change in behavior. Rooted in behavioralist learning theories. Behavioralist learning theories. Right. Then look at some answers here. Teacher, instant gamification, visualization. Okay. Fifth one, behavioralist. Right. Behavioralist theories. Teacher-centered, please put your name. Teacher-centered, immediate feedback or gamification, immediate feedback is okay. Right. Helika, answer is okay. All five. Teacher, positive, not positive. It should be immediate, instant or immediate feedback.
Okay, sir.
Right. Then gamification, okay. Visualization and behaviorist, that's okay. Right. Here, no name. However, answers are okay. Not instant reinforcement. Instant, yes, okay. Right, can consider as correct answer. Teacher, yes, Rifna. Second one, instant or immediate feedback, right? Right, another answer here, but fourth one, not CAI. Right, visualization, it should be visualization, the fourth one. Right here, Shakira, yes, teacher, instant gamification, visualization, for fifth one, behaviorist. Right, okay. However, 10 of you are giving the answers, yes, 10 of you are giving answers for this activity. However, it's not enough, right? Then what happened to others? One answer is in the chat box also. Right, okay, that's okay. Either through the chat box or this through the slide presentation, or you can use attachment, right? You can attach documents through the chat box in the Zoom chat box. That's also accepted. Right, okay, then move to the next slide. Here I am ending the activity, this fill in the blank type activity. Now moving to next slide. Right, here the third one, instructional technology. Right, first we discussed about the teaching technology. Then second one, behavioral technology. Here the third one, instructional technology. Here we are discussing about the approaches, right? Main approaches in the teaching and learning. Based on these approaches, actually these approaches are not new. Right? Traditionally, these approaches are there. Okay? Behavioral, teaching, then instructional. That here we are discussing about how technology relate with this approach. Under teaching technology, we are focused on the technology devices. How you can use various types of tools, devices mean hardware and software both. How you use these technology devices with the teaching. Then second, behavior. How you can use student behavior to change their skills through the technology. Right. Then third one, instructional technology. Then look at what is it, instructional technology. Right. here instructional technology involves the systematic design of learning experience. Learning experience focus on educational psychology, communication theory, and system theory. The goal is to move teaching tools to learning system. Right. Under systematic design principle, they are proposed a separate model, right, to develop the teaching process. Right, or otherwise we can say teaching tools, move from teaching tools to learning system. Right. Then the steps of this model you can see in the diagram right side. In short, ADDIE model. Right. That take the first letter of the each step, then put the word ADDIE model. Analysis, design, develop, implement, and evaluate. Right. Then you need to follow these steps in the instructional technology. Right. Then look at in detail each steps. The first one, the analysis. The critical step involve identify the gap between current skills and desired outcome. Then as a teacher, you want to identify the gap. Right. That first you need to identify the current skills of your students and identify the purpose. So outcome of the lesson. Right. Then there is a gap between the current skills and the outcome of the lesson. Then you are going to fill it. What you are going to do in the classroom, your teaching mean you are going to fill this gap. Right. When you are filling the gap, then you can use technology. Right. In this case, the key question focus, who is the learner, what is the learning objective, and what are the constraints? Budget, time, technology, like that. Right. In this step called as analysis. Right. Once after analysis step, then you are moving to the second one. Second and third step here explaining design and development. Right. According to or based on the identified gap in the earlier, the first step, then you want to design uh, your teaching, planning, strategy, mapping the syllabus, and selecting the technological tools. There are three main steps under design. Then try to identify these three. Planning the strategy. Right? What are the strategies you are going to use in the classroom to shift the knowledge or fill the gap? That earlier we identify what is gap. What are the strategies? Planning, you want to plan the strategies you are going to use to fill the gap. Then you need to map the syllabus. Right? Based on the syllabus, you want to do it in the classroom. You can't do your own one. Right? Then mapping the syllabus, the outcome you want to match with the syllabus. And finally, you want to select the technology tools. What are the technology tools you are going to use? Fill up this gap. Software apps or the tools based on the internet like Kahoot, right? That kind of the kind of tools you are going to use, you want to select in this design step. Right. Remember this point. Under design, the most important things are there are three important steps: planning the strategies, mapping the syllabus, and selecting technological tools. Right. Then development. Third step, the actual creation of material. That earlier one you are planning it. Right. Then you are going to design, create it. Actual creation of material, shooting device or videos, coding apps, right? If you are suppose you are going to show a video, right, to fill the gap, you are you are going to use a video. You are going to show a video to your audience, your students. Then you need to create the video. In under development step, you can develop or you can create that particular video. Right? Actual creation of material, then code in apps, designing digital worksheet, right? Designing digital worksheet, designing quizzes, right? That type of things. Actually, you want to do it under development stage. Under designing stage, not actual, you are planning. Right? You are planning what are the tools, what are the technology tools you are using to fill up the gap under design. Right? Then how you are going to map your syllabus with the outcome. Right? But in the development state, actually you want to create the things you are going to use in the classroom to fill up that gap. Right? That's development. Right? Then last two, implementation and evaluation. Right? And the implementation step, what's happening on the implementation, actually you are doing it in the classroom. The rollout of the course of student include training teachers and ensuring the teach accessibility. Right? Implementation, then evaluation. The final check, did the student learn? Was the teach effective? Feedback leads back to analysis. The implementation means actually how actually you are doing the lesson in the classroom based on the material you prepared under development. Right? Actual usage of the materials in the classroom under implementation. Right? After you implement, then you want to check. Right? You want to check that actually the gap is filled or not. Then you need to do some type of evaluation in the classroom. Right. This is the way. This is the steps in the ADDIE model. You can use ADDIE model to develop or to teaching as a teaching method. Right. Now moving to the next slide. Again, activity 5 question there. Short answers. Again, 3 minutes. 3 minutes okay for answering this question. Right. Based on the ADDIE model, actually, these questions there. Try to answer. Try to answer this question. One word answer actually very easy. Right, I think the time is okay for this question. Only 5. One answer in the chat box also. Only 5 of you are trying to give in the answer. Six of you are giving the answer. One in the chat box, altogether 7. But in the Zoom class, having 26 students, out of 26, there are 23 students joined in the presentation. Right, only 7 of you are trying to give in the answers. Right, but this question is very easy here. Then at least open your mics and tell me, those who are not sending the answers, in which stage do you identify the gap between current and desired performance? Which stage?
Analysis stage.
Analysis, right? That's the first stage. Let's look at the first one under AD model, analysis. The critical first step involve identifying the gap between current skills and the desired outcome. Right. Then second, which stage involve creating blueprints, storyboard, and selecting the instructional strategy? Someone else
Design.
tell me the answer. Yes. Design stage. Right. Blueprint, storyboards, and selecting the instructional strategy. In which stage is the actual instructional material produced? Workbooks,
Development.
e-learning, development. Which stage focus on the actual delivery of the instructional to the target audience?
Implementation.
Implementation. Which stage determine the effectiveness of training and whether the original goals were met? Which
Evaluation.
stage? Evaluation.
Validation.
Right. That's the answers. Very easy, no? That if you are concerned on the slides and the explanation, then you can easily get the answers. Right. However, we are moving to the next slide. Hardware versus software. Right. Here we are discussing now we finished that part, approaches, teaching technology, behavioral technology, and the instructional technology. Right. And the approaches, we should want to cover this part. Right, now we are moving to this hardware and software, anatomy of educational technology infrastructure. Right, what are the hardware and software you need to focus in your education or teaching and learning? Right, under hardware, the physical tools. Right, hardware actually defined as a tangible machineries, tangible things. What the things you can touch, physical existence there. We can categorize as physical tools, so hardware, laptop, desktop computers, tablet, mobile devices, VR headsets, AR tools, interactive smart board, all of are examples for hardware. Right? All of these tools having a physical existence. You can touch it. Right? Therefore, it categorizes under hardware, also known as tangible machineries. Right. Then impact and limits, engagement, accessibility, and utility. Right. Advantage is immersive and limitation, distraction, risk. Distraction, risk. Then access anytime, high acquisition cost. Normally hardware, you have to spend more money for get the hardware equipments. But you can use it in any time, not time restriction there. Right? And hardware, then utility, high processing power requires maintenance. Right? High processing power, you can do your work very quickly right? You can combine your hardware with the AI technology, right? It gives you to very powerful, very high processing power to your machines. But the problem is, on the other hand, maintenance or updates regarding computer hardware. It needs upgrades, right? Because of technology development, rapidly change the hardware and software technology also. According to that, you need to require the maintenance, right? Then look at the software, digital platforms. Then you need to identify what are the software important for your teaching and learning. That earlier slides, you need to identify what are the important hardware in your purpose. Right? You are not going to focus on all the hardware available in the world. Only you want to focus specific hardware that important in your teaching and learning, like smart board, right? Or recording devices. This type of things you want to focus in your case. Again, in the software, only you are going to focus on the software that's useful in your teaching and learning. The software means the intangible things. Normally, you can't see, but you are having some feeling, something there, but you can't touch it. Therefore, it is also known as intangible. But you can use it. There are functions there. Then look at the example, learning management systems. Right? Then simulation and modeling apps, assessment tools like Kahoot or Quiz.com, collaboration suite like Google Workspace. Right? In some applications are internet-based. Right? Some application you can use in offline. That here not mentioned, but presentation slides like PowerPoint offline. Most of the teachers in their teaching and learning process, they are using PowerPoint slides. That's offline, but software. Right? Like that, in your case, you want to identify what are the software need for your teaching and learning. Right. Right. Then software personalization, the power of flexibility. Unlike rigid hardware, software can be scaled and personalized instantly. Adaptive algorithm change content based on student performance. The power of flexibility actually, according to the student various differentiations, right? That students are not in the same in your classroom. There are different skills of students. Some students are highly skilled, right? Some students that weak their skills, right? Some students are slow learners, like that. Some students need specific devices, so special uh, learning students, right? Like that, different types of students in your classroom, right? Based on that differentiation, you want to uh, design your technology-based teaching and learning materials. Then you have flexibility to change it also. Right? Whatever the things you are creating through the technology, it should be have the features of flexibility based on the differentiation of your students, classroom students. Right? That type of flexibility having with the software. There are some software. You can change the features of this software based on the student differentiation. Key limitation, require high digital literacy. Yes, that you need digital literacy, high digital literacy. Yes, you need up to some knowledge how to operate these things. Then think about in yourself. Do you know how to create a quiz, interactive quiz? How to create an interactive presentation? How to create an interactive image? Then using technology mean you need to know how to create and how to use these kind of things. right? Not only the traditional things, that actually the PowerPoint, Word, Excel are the traditional things now. Okay, then strong depends on the internet. Yes, that's another limitation that we can in the countries like here in our Sri Lanka. That's a big limitation. Internet facilities are not evenly distributed, uh, spread out the country. There are some parts the internet facilities are very good, but some majority of the parts in the Sri Lanka still having struggled with internet. Right, that's the limitation. Then data privacy concern, another point. Most of the people are facing the threat from the outside hackers because of data privacy problem. Right, these are the some limitation if you are using software in your teaching and learning process. Right, short answer MCQ type question activity. Try to give an answer. According to the hardware, the physical tools section, what is the primary role of hardware in education? Right, only 5 of you are giving the answers. Then what happened to others? All the answers you can see in your device. Only you need to touch it, the correct answer. So some of you are trying to give in the answers through chat box. Right, 7 of you are sending the answers through the presentation. Then look at the answers. Right. To act as a portal through which digital learning happen. Yes, that should be the answer here. Right, correct answer is B, to act as the portal through which digital learning happens. Right. They are not going to create the digital platform or not going to increase the data privacy. Right? That's not related with the hardware. Right. Only the possible answer here, the B answer. B. 7 of you are giving the correct answer. Right. Then move to the next slide. Again, another question. Software like Kahoot and Quizy are categorized under which section? Right. Try to mark the answer. Right. 8 of you are sending the answers. 2 answers in the chat box. Right now 10, 11. I'm giving this time to participate for all the students. Right. Otherwise that should only 30 seconds is enough for sending the answer. But I'm giving time to participate all the students. Now 11 of you are sending the answers. Right. However, we'll discuss the answer, your responses. 11 of you are giving, all of you are sending the correct one. Assessment tool. Right. It should be assessment tool. It is clear that software like Kahoot. This Kahoot and Poesy.com, both of these tools are internet based. Right. Internet based, not fully freely available, but up to some extent you can use it. But your purpose, it is okay. Right? In the Kahoot, they are allow MCQ type question, the game-based gamification. They are in the gamification, they can create only MCQ type question and true or false also possible. But Quizy.com is somewhat improved than the Kahoot. It provides you to more different types of question, right? Other than MCQ, we fill in the blank, short answer questions. That type of question type also possible with the Poesy.com, and more facilities there, Poesy.com. Right, later in the course, we'll do one activity with the Kahoot and one activity with the Poesy.com also. Right. Okay, now moving to the next slide. Integration models, section 5. Here, we are focused on integration model. Integration model means here how you are going to integrate technology with the teaching and learning. There are some models around the world that educationalists, they are developed some models, right? They are saying use this model to integrate your technology in the classroom. Like that one popular model, here we are going to discuss this one, SAMR integration model. SAMR integration model. Based on the steps in this model, you can integrate your technology with the classroom teaching. Right, quickly look at the steps here. Redefinition, modification, augmentation, substitution. Actually, steps should be from lower to up, right? Not the top to lower, right? I read out top to lower. First step should be the last step in the diagram, substitution, right? Substitution is the first step. Then augmentation, third step modification, final step is the redefinition. Right. These steps also categorized into two parts. The first two steps, it says enhancement. Second two steps under transformation. Right. Then look at the meaning substitution. Here says technology replace a tool. Replace a tool. They are not going to do any advanced thing under substitution. Only you are going to substitute with the technology. If you are doing traditionally something, then you are going to substitute this thing with the technology. That, for example, that traditionally you are writing it. Something, the lesson notes, you are always asking to write down in the notebooks. Right? Then you can substitute it. Now you can tell your students to use writing mode. Right? Writing software to use the right word. Your manual writing, you are now convert to digital writing. You are not going to do any advanced thing. The same thing. That same thing you are doing traditionally, substitute with the technology. Right. Then look at the augmentation. Technology adds functional improvement. Right. In the second step, they are going to do some improvement. Right? They are going to do some improvement to the student with the technology. Not only substitute, right? With this substitution, they are expecting to some improve something. For example, in the same example, get the same example, writing something with the digital tool, right? The same time, using the spelling test or grammar test, the student is able to improve their grammatical skills of the language. Because most of the digital tools are today now, they are checking the grammatical and spelling also. Right? By writing the things using the digital tools, the same time the students are able to develop their spelling vocabulary, spellings, and also the grammar. That means they are not only using the digital tool as a writing, also use this tool to develop some functional improvement. Right? Is it clear that point? Right. Then third step, modification. Technology allows for task redesign. Right? Task redesign. Then last one, technology creates new, previously inconceivable tasks. They are going to do some new thing with the technology. It's the redefinition. Right. Then look at the example also. Then you will understand clearly with this example. Right. That already I mentioned one example for substitution and augmentation. Then look at this example. Practical application for the SAMR model. Under substitution, a student type their research paper in a word processor instead of writing on paper. That the example we discussed. The students are use word processing software to write their research paper instead of using manual. Right, just substitution. Then augmentation. Then look at the example and augmentation. Students use built-in dictionaries, spell check, and insert link to cite online sources easily. Okay. The research paper, the student themselves, they can check the spellings or built-in dictionaries they can use to get the vocabulary. And also they can use the citation. Right? They can improve the citation also with the research paper using external links. Right? That's the improvement. Functional improvement you can do with the level 2. Then modification. Right? Modified then. Technology allows for significant task redesign. Then look at the example. Student use a shared document to collaborate in real time, providing peer feedback via digital comment. Right? Students are doing a project work by gathering remotely. They are using shareable documents to complete the report or presentation. That's the redesign. Their task is redesign under level 3. Redefinition, level 4, redefinition. That means they are going to do somewhat completely new with the technology. Technology allows for the creation for new tasks previously inconceivable. Look at the task. Student create an interactive multimedia ebook and host a global webinar to present finding. The development of ebook according to your topic, your lesson. students are trying to develop a electronic or digital book using the technology. That's a completely new one. Right. Okay, that's about the 4 steps in the SAMR model. Right. Then look at the slide next. Right. It says write down your own examples for each of steps in the SAMR model. Right. Quickly write down one example for that. I think now the time is also reaching close. Only 4 minutes available. Right. At least open your mics and tell me one example. Then think about the lesson you are teaching in the classroom. While you are write down the same time, try to open your mic and tell me.
Substitution.
Yes, what's the example for substitution? The first step, substitution. Then first think about a lesson you are
Technology.
going to do.
Technology, yes. Direct tools.
Mhm.
Student research papers, word processing.
What's the lesson you are focused on? The first you need to decide a lesson. Based on the lesson, then think about the things you are going to substitute with the technology. The traditionally how doing that one. Then what are the technology available to substitute?
Okay.
Right. Suppose, for example, traditionally you are showing pictures to explain something. You show displaying pictures. Right. Suppose your example, your lesson is introducing vocabulary in the part of body, that you are going to introduce the vocabulary in the human body, part of body. The traditionally what
Okay.
you are doing is take a picture of the body and explain it. Right. Then what the direct substitution of the technology? Instead using the traditional
Label,
pictures, yes, you can
label
create
the part.
a digital picture of a human body and display through a multimedia projector. That's the direct substitution. Right. That's the way I'm asking you to do. Then same example, try to think about the second step. Right? Our second step after substitution, augmentation, functional improve. What are the functional improvement there? Right? In the word processing packages, using the spelling checker or grammar checker, the student are able to improve their grammar also while they are writing. They are develop the grammar. Right, like that. Then think about the uh, second step, third and fourth also as a homework. Try to do this example, right? Because our time is now okay. Therefore, there are some slides also we should not discuss. Remaining 4 or 5 slides there. Then next class, I will cover the remaining part of this presentation also, right? The same time, I am going to discuss your example, your answers also. Therefore, be ready with your answers. Here the question, write down your own example for each steps in the SAMR model. Right, the slides and note you will be get tomorrow, or yes, maybe tomorrow. Then think about the example that today itself, I think now you can think about example and write down it, right? Then I'm checking it, discuss it in the next class. then also discuss the remaining slide for this presentation. After that, I will start the new topic. Right, okay. Any questions? All right, no question. Then it's it okay for in your point of view, today's lesson, it's at least tell me it is okay, understand or not?
We understood very well, sir. Thank you so
Very good.
much.
Very well explanation,
Right.
sir. Thank you so much.
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
understood.
Okay,
Thank you, sir.
Right, thank you. Thank you for all. Right, okay. Here I'm going to stop with the session now. Thank you very much for the participation. Please come at exact time, right? Those who are coming late, then they will be trouble with the links, right? Therefore, try to come at exact at least 2 minutes before, right? Then all of you can join the sessions. Right, okay. Again, thank you very much for the participation. Good night
Thank
for
you,
all
sir.
of you.
Good night.
Thank you, sir. Good night. Thank you, sir. Good night.
Thank
Right,
you,
okay.
sir.
Welcome to you.
Thank you, sir. Good night.